Hi friends, a very pleasant good afternoon to one and all. Let me introduce myself. I am B. Ganesh Fero from TTW School of Excellence, Khammam. I am posting 9th grade. Today we are going to discuss the wonderful concept in the branch of physics. Okay friends, before entering into our topic, let me share my small real life experience which I had faced in my life. Friends, as we know that when the summer holidays were declared to the students, they are very much curious to perform many types of activities. As in the same way, when the summer holidays were declared to me, I was very much curious to go for swimming. On one day, I was decided and requested my friends to go for swimming. We reached near the pond and started doing swimming. But friends, when I am performing my activity, one question always rising in my mind. That is, when I am pushing the water backward, how I am able to move forward? Do you know the cause of its motion, friends? Okay, let us know the cause of the motion after completion of this session. Friends, now in these examples, let me give one more example. For this, take two raw eggs and throw one egg on the concrete floor. What is your observation, friends? The egg which is on the concrete floor, it is broken. Now, take another egg and throw on the cushion pillow. What is your observation, friends? The egg which is from the cushion pillow, it is not at all broken. Now friends, in these examples, we have discussed about the motion of particles and bodies, and at the same time we raised a doubt, that is, what could be the cause of its motion. Friends, I hope you are very much eager and curious to know about the cause of its motion. Now, we have a wonderful branch of physics, friends, which deals about the study of particles or bodies, taking into consideration and explaining about the cause of its motion. That is what? Dynamics. Today, I am in front of you and we are going to discuss the important activities which is related with the dynamics. Are you eager, friends? Okay, now let us start our topic. Friends, let us discuss the introduction of branches. Friends, before the branches, primarily before the dynamics, there were three branches. First one is statics, mechanics, kinematics and dynamics. Now friends, let me differentiate between the branches of physics. Now, what is meant by statics? Statics is a branch of physics which deals about the study of particles when they are at rest. It is known as statics. For example, friends, if your object is at rest position, now what will be the cause of its rest position? It is explained by the statics branch of physics. Have you understood, friends? Okay. Now, what is meant by mechanics? Mechanics is a branch of physics which deals about the study of motion of particles when they are at rest or motion. It is known as mechanics. Now, let me give one more example, friends. As we know that if a person wants to travel from one place to the another place, he needs some of the vehicle. Now, when a vehicle is moving from one place to the another place, there could be the sum of cause of its motion, friends. Now, this cause of motion which is explained. If a body is in motion, what could be the cause of its motion? It is explained by the mechanics. Have you understood, friends? Okay. Now, what is meant by kinematics? Kinematics is also a branch of physics which deals about the study of particles without taking into consideration and without explaining about the cause of its motion. It is known as kinematics. For example, friends, as we know that in our day-to-day life, many people are suffering with many health problems and hazardous health problems. Now, if a person is suffering with a fever, there could be the sum of the cause of its fever. Now, in the same way, friends, if a person is moving from one place to the another place, there could be some of the cause of its motion. Now, this cause of its motion is not explained by the kinematics, but it explains about the study of motion of particles. This is known as kinematics. Now, friends, what is meant by dynamics? I hope you are very much eager to know about the dynamics. Okay, let me explain now. Dynamics is the oldest branch of physics which deals about the study of motion of particles or bodies, explaining about the cause of its motion. It is known as dynamics. Actually, friends, dynamics is a Greek word which is derived from dyna, which means power. Now, friends, as we know that observe your surroundings. In your surrounding, there are different types of objects. Some of the objects are always in rest position, but some of the things are always moving from one place to the another place. For example, friends, when a vehicle is traveling from one place to the another place, that could be the cause of its motion. Now, this cause is explained by the dynamics. For example, friends, if a stone is lying on the earth, it is always in rest position. Now, we may get a doubt what would be the cause of its rest position. So, this cause is explained by the dynamics branch. Okay, friends, have you got an idea about what we are going to discuss in this session? Okay, now let us start, friends. As we know that, as I said, dynamics deals about the cause of the motion. So, friends, can you guess what would be the cause of the motion? Yes, friends, you are absolutely right. That is force. So, force is the main cause of the motion. We can define the force as it is a pusher, pull or both. force can change the state of an object, the shape of an object, the size of an object, and also the direction of a motion of a body, friends. Now, in our nature, due to the occurrence of force, many types of natural calamities and hazardous problems for occurring, friends. So, due to this, we may need to know about the force. Friends, in our nature, many calamities like earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanoes are occurring. So, due to the occurrence of these types of force in our nature, it may cause the loss of property and loss of life of many people. In the same way, the force may help to carry on many types of activities in our day-to-day life. Have you understood, friends, about the force in our nature and its application? Now, let us discuss the interesting concept about our universe. That is what geocentric theory and heliocentric theory, friends. Friends, as we know that what is meant by geocentric theory and heliocentric theory. Now, let us discuss in detail about geocentric theory and heliocentric theory. Friends, what is meant by geocentric theory? Geo in the sense Earth. It is known as Earth-centered system. Geocentric theory is proposed by Ptolemy, a famous Greek philosopher and geographer. According to geocentric theory, Earth is the center of the universe and all the planets are revolving around the Earth. Friends, can you agree with this statement? No, because it is wrong. Now, after 1400 of years, it became as limitation and drawback. So, many scientists had done a lot of observations and experiments, and finally, they formulated another new theory, which is known as heliocentric theory. Friends, what is meant by heliocentric theory? Now, let's discuss about the heliocentric theory. Helio in the sense sun, it is known as sun-centered system. Heliocentric theory is proposed by Nicolaus Copernicus, a famous Greek and Polish astronomer. According to heliocentric theory, Sun is the center of the universe and all the planets are revolving around the Sun. Friends, now in these examples, we have discussed about the motion of planets around the Sun. And as we know that Moon always revolves around the Earth in a uniform circular motion. Now, let me pose a question, friends. Have you ever thought how the planets are able to revolve around the Earth, around the Sun in a uniform circular motion? How the Moon is able to revolve around the Earth in a uniform circular motion? Do you know the cause of its motion, friends? Okay, I hope you are very much curious to know about the cause of its motion. Now, to make you understand and to clarify your doubt, let me introduce new scientific term, that is what? Centripetal force. Friends, what is meant by centripetal force? As we know that, imagine, friends, a body is moving in a uniform circular motion. When a body is moving in a uniform circular motion, the speed of a body is constant. The velocity of a body is constant. But the thing here we have to observe is that the direction of velocity of a body is gradually changing. Friends, but actually, according to Newton's first law of motion, a body cannot change its state by itself in the absence of external force. So, from this we can conclude that something force is acting here which changes the velocity and the direction of velocity of a body. That force is called centripetal force. Friends, this centripetal force is always directed along the radius and towards the center of the circle. Now, this centripetal force always try to move the object towards the center of the circle. Friends, the general mathematical expression which we use to calculate the centripetal force is Fc is equals to mv square by r, and the SI unit of centripetal force is Newton. The CGS unit of centripetal force is Dyne, friends. Now, I hope you are understood about and the function of centripetal force. Now, let us discuss the application of centripetal force in our day-to-day life. Friends, as we know that each and every matter, it is made up of indivisible particles. They are known as atoms. And friends, we know that each and every atom, it is made up of primarily 3 subatomic particles. Can you guess, friends? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is protons, electrons and neutrons. As we know that protons and neutrons are situated in the center of the nucleus and electrons are always revolving around the nucleus in a uniform circular motion. Friends, now let me pose a question. Have you ever thought how the electrons are able to revolve around the nucleus in a uniform circular motion? Yes, friends, you are exactly right. That is centripetal force. This centripetal force enables the electron to revolve around the nucleus in a uniform circular motion. Have you got an idea, friends? Now, let me give one more example to make you understand better and easier manner. Friends, take a one string. Tie one end of a string with the help of a stone. Now, with the other end of a string, tie it to your finger and will it in a vertical plane. What is your observation, friends? Yes, you are exactly right. That is, the centripetal force is exerted by your finger on the stone and it appears as tension in the string. So, this is the application of centripetal force. Have you understood, friends? Okay. Now, let us discuss on small concept. Friends, according to the Newton's third law of motion, forces always exist in pairs. Force cannot exist as solitary. Now, from this we can conclude that another force is acting opposite to the centripetal force. That force is called, friends, centrifugal force. Now, what is meant by centrifugal force? Friends, this centrifugal force always try to move the object away from the center of the circular path, and it is directed along the radius and away from the center of the circle. Friends, the general mathematical expression which we use to calculate the centrifugal force is same as centripetal force, that is F is equals to mv square by r. The SI unit of centrifugal force is Newton, friends, and the CGS unit of centrifugal force is dyne. Friends, have you know what is the application of centrifugal force? Now let us discuss. All of you are very familiar traveling in a car. Friends, when the driver takes or follows a curve path or taking the turns, what is the position of the passengers? Yes, friends, you are exactly right. That is, the passengers who are seated in a car are pushed outward. Can you guess the cause, friends? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is centrifugal force. This centrifugal force enables the passengers to be pushed outward when they are following the curve path or uniform circular motion. So, this is the application of centrifugal force in our day-to-day life. Am I clear, friends? Okay, now let us discuss the introduction of Newton's laws of motion. Friends, each and every student who is pursuing 8th class, 9th class in intermediate are very much familiar with the Newton's laws of motion. Now, let us discuss in detail about Newton's laws of motion and also its applications in our day-to-day life. Friends, what is meant by Newton's laws of motion? One thing we have to discuss about the history of Newton's laws of motion. Friends, philosophers and scientists of ancient world are very much curious to know about the study of the motion of particles or bodies and to know about the cause of its motion. Among them, Galileo, Aristotle and Sir Isaac Newton are the three major scientists who done a lot of experiments and observations, and finally they came to know many resolutions, friends. Now, one question is always rising in Galileo's mind, that is, what is the natural state of an earthly object? Friends, it is wonder to know that Aristotle, a great philosopher, gave a reasonable answer, that is, the natural state of an earthly object is rest. But friends, many questions are rising in Galileo's mind. Now, Galileo imagined a world where there is no friction. Is it possible, friends? No, it is impossible because friction plays an important and crucial role to carry on many activities in our day-to-day life. Now, friends, built upon ideas made by Galileo and Aristotle, Sir Isaac Newton formulated three fundamental laws, which are popularly known as Newton's laws of motion. Friends, how can you define the Newton's laws of motion? These are the three fundamental laws which deals about the connection or the relationship between the change in motion and the force acting on a body. These are popularly known as Newton's laws of motion. Have you got an idea, friends? Okay, now let us discuss in detail about Newton's first law of motion and its application in our day-to-day life. Friends, what is meant by Newton's first law of motion? According to the Newton's first law of motion, if the net force acting on a body is equal to 0, what will happen to that body, which is explained by the Newton's first law of motion? Friends, how can you define the first law of motion? Every object has its own inertia property. So, a body cannot change its state of rest or of uniform motion unless it is compelled by the external influences or external forces acting on a body. So, this is known as first law of motion, friends. For example, if you take a table, all the books are lying on the table. Now, the position of the books is at rest, friends. Now, if you take a decision to apply 5 newtons of force on the book, what will the position of the book? Now, the book will set into motion, isn't it, friends? Yes, because the net force which is acting on the body is not equal to 0. So, this first law of motion primarily focuses about if the net force acting on a body is equal to 0, what will happen to that body, which is explained by the Newton's first law of motion. Friends, let me give one more example to make you understand better. Friends, have you ever experienced traveling in a car? When driver stops suddenly or applies brakes, what is the position of the passengers who are seated in a car? Can you guess, friends? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is, the passengers who are seated in a car are pushed forward because of first law of motion. So, this is the application of first law of motion in our day-to-day life. Have you understood, friends? Okay, now let us discuss about the Newton's second law of motion. Friends, as we know that before discussing and defining the Newton's second law of motion, let us discuss a small activity. For this, take two wooden blocks which have the same mass, in the sense identical wooden blocks. Now keep these two wooden blocks on a table. What is your observation, friends? Now apply 5 newtons of force on the first block and apply 10 newtons of force on the second block. So what is your observation, friends? Now the acceleration which is produced in the first block is less compared to the acceleration which is produced in the second block. Now from this we can conclude that if the net force acting on a body is greater as far as compared to the force acting on a body. So from this we can conclude that if the force acting on a body is greater, the acceleration produced is also greater. So friends, this is the application of Newton's second law of motion. If the force acting is greater, the acceleration produced is also greater. Friends, let me explain a small physical quantity, that is about momentum. What is meant by momentum, friends? Momentum is the quantity of motion and the total amount of motion which is present in a body. This is known as momentum. Now, when I applied 10 newtons of force on the second block, the momentum produced or the quantity of motion is also greater as per as compared to the first block. Now, from this activity, friends, we can define the Newton's second law of motion. That is, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the net force acting on a body. So, this is the application of Newton's second law of motion, friends. Now, let us discuss about the Newton's third law of motion. Friends, each and every student is very much familiar with Newton's third law of motion. What is meant by Newton's third law of motion and its application in our day-to-day life? Let us discuss in detail, friends. For example, according to the Newton's third law of motion, for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So, we can conclude that these two forces acting on a body forms as action to reaction pair. Friends, if you take the swimming of a fish in a water, now how the fish is able to swim in the water? I hope, friends, you are very much eager to know about the cause of the motion of a fish in water. For example, friends, when the fish is swimming in a water, it applies the force on the water. Now, in opposite to the direction, the water applies the force on the fish and it enables the fish to move forward. So, this is the application of Newton's third law of motion. Friends, now let me explain the important points in the Newton's third law of motion. First one is, friends, these two forces form as action to reaction pairs and they act on two different bodies. They cannot act on same bodies, and these two action to reaction pairs are known as forces always exist in pairs and force cannot exist as solitary. And the third condition is that, friends, there is a misconception and the wrong impression among the students in the nowadays relating to the quantities and the terms in Newton's third law of motion about the action to reaction. That is, many of the students were used to believe as action is the cause and reaction is the effect. That is, action comes before the reaction and reaction comes after the action. So, it is a wrong impression, friends, because if you take two bodies, body A and body B. Now, the force on the body A by body B and the force on the body B by body A acts on the same interval of time and at the same instant. So, any one of them, the force we can call as action and the other force as reaction. So, there is no any restriction to conclude this force is the action and the other force is reaction. Have you got an idea, friends? Now, before starting my topic, we have discussed and I had shared you a real life experience which I had faced in my life, that is motion of a body in water. Friends, when a person is swimming in a water, he pushes the water backward, so it forms as action. In reaction, in opposite in direction, the water applies the force on the body and it enables the body to move forward. So, can you guess, friends, which law is applicable here? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is Newton's third law of motion, which is known as action to reaction. So, this is the application of Newton's third law of motion. Am I clear, friends? Have you well understood about Newton's laws of motion? Okay, now let us discuss the interesting concept about the during the playtime, friends. As we know that when an athlete player who is doing a long jump, what is your observation, friends? He runs for some extent and then finally, while he was doing his activity, he bent down his knees. Let me pose a question, friends. Have you ever thought why the athlete player who is doing a long jump or high jump, he bent down his knees? So there is a reason, friends. After introducing the new scientific term, let me explain you. Now observe the athlete player who is doing a high jump. What is your observation, friends? He runs for some extent and it finally, while he was doing activity, he bent down his knees. Have you ever thought, friends, what could be the cause of its motion? I hope you are very much eager to know about the cause of its motion. Okay, to clarify your doubt and to know the cause of the motion, let me introduce new scientific term. That is what? Impulse. Friends, impulse is the important concept in the branch of physics, dynamics, because many activities are interrelated and interconnected with the impulse in our day-to-day life. Friends, I hope you are very much eager to know about the impulse and its application in our day-to-day life. Okay, let us start now. Now, we can define the impulse as the product of force and time. It is known as impulse. Friends, impulse is also known as the change in momentum. Friends, let us recall, as I said before in Newton's second law of motion, F net is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. Now, from this we can conclude that if the impact of time increases, the impact of force decreases, because as I said, they are inversely related. Now, if the impact of time increases, the impact of force gradually decreases, friends. Now, this point you have to remember to know about the impulse. Friends, now impulse. What is the impulse? The SI unit of impulse is Newton second and the CJ unit of impulse is Dyne second, friends. Now, let us discuss the application of impulse in our day-to-day life. Friends, before entering into my topic, we have discussed about the dropping of eggs on the concrete floor and cushion pillow. Friends, the egg which is thrown on the cushion pillow, it is not at all broken, but the egg which is thrown on the concrete floor, it is broken, friends. I hope you are very much curious and eager to know about cause of its motion. Can you guess, friends? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is, impulse is applicable here. Because the egg which is thrown on the concrete floor, it is trying to decrease the impact of time. So, as usually, the impact of force gradually increases. So, it leads to the breaking of egg. But the egg which is thrown on the cushion pillow, it is not at all broken. Because, friends, it is trying to increase the impact of time to decrease the impact of force which is caused on the egg and it doesn't break. So, this is the application of impulse, friends. Now, let me give one more example, friends. Here, as we discuss about an athlete player who is doing a long jump or high jump, he bent down his knees. Can you guess the cause, friends? Yes, you are exactly right. That is, impulse is applicable here. How it does means, when a person doing a long jump or high jump, he is trying to bend down his knees because he is trying to increase the impact of time to decrease the impact of force or the injuries which is caused to his knees and to escape from all the injuries, friends. So, this is the application of impulse. Friends, to make you understand better and in easier manner, let me give one more example. As we know, friends, each and every student, especially the boys, are very much curious playing a cricket game. In the presence of playing a cricket game, have you ever observed a fielder, friends? What is your observation? A fielder who is catching a ball, he lower down his hands. Can you give the cause, friends? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is, impulse is applicable here. Friends, finally I would like to conclude that let us discuss the applications of dynamics. Friends, observe your fingers. What is your observation? There are many lines and ridges of present your fingers. But friends, in the nowadays, many people are believing in the superstitions. For example, zodiac signs. Actually, according to these zodiac signs, they are known as lifelines, deadlines and marriage lines. But friends, actually it is a misconception and the wrong impression. According to the scientific fact and the dynamics branch, these lines actually helps to increase the friction. Now, to hold any types of objects in our day-to-day life, it helps the friction. This friction helps to hold any type of objects in our finger. So, this is the application of dynamics, friends. Now, finally, let me give one more example. Friends, let me pose a question. Have you ever jumped into the sky? No, it is impossible. But if a motion of a rocket is able to fly and jump into the sky, because due to the application of Newton's third law of motion, friends. Now, finally, let us recall what we have discussed in this session. Friends, we have discussed about force in our nature, centripetal force and centrifugal force, and the Newton's laws of motion and its applications in our day-to-day life, and about the important concept in branch of physics dynamics, that is impulse and its applications in our day-to-day life. Friends, finally, let me convey a heartfelt gratitude who had shown affection for my presentation. My special thanks to our this Telangana government and my special thanks to the TSOT officials. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved secretary and Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar who gave me wonderful opportunity and the great visionary of Gurukulam, Dr. S.R. Shankaran. And my special thanks to our beloved Principal, Prasad Rao, and Vice Principal, Lalu Sir. And I'm really grateful to my mentor, Sir, Chandrasekhar Sir. And my heartful and heartiest thanks to my lovely teachers and guide teachers and my dear ignited minds and my dear friends. So thank you one and all who gave me wonderful opportunity and golden opportunity to give my presentation and to be here to present a topic and to share my little knowledge and learning in front of you. Thank you one and all.